7 years after launch, Dead by Daylight is full of killers, and most of them are pretty good at it. Most of them. But what if the entity got bored one day and decided to release them all back into the wild? Could they reintegrate into the world and become productive members of society? That's what I'm here to find out. In today's video, I'll be assessing each killer's skill sets and visual appearance to determine what kind of job they could hold down, or whether they'd just be banned from entering within 250 feet of any school zone. After reviewing each killer, I'll let you know if I would hire them or fire them. Let's begin. The Trapper. He actually has great interpersonal skills. I think it's because it's mathematically impossible for him to get any kills. I'm going with high school guidance counselor. You're hired. The Huntress. Probably one of the most technically skilled killers. 6'15" Dami Mommy, not to be confused with 15'6" Vami Mommy, survived in the Russian wilderness for years, killing hundreds of people and abducting children just to hold them captive until they eventually perished. Obviously, this is the typical backstory of a successful NFL quarterback. You're hired. The Shape. Probably the most mysterious of all the Dead by Daylight killers. I've never seen the Halloween movies, but based on the fit, I'd say this man has the toilet plunging world record with millions of satisfied customers. You're hired. The Hag. DBD's second hottest crystal enthusiast. The Hag was probably reading auras before the entity scooped her up, and if I had it my way, she'd be my personal assistant, using her freaky powers to hex my enemies and shrink my MMR so I never have to play against the goddamn nurse. The Doctor. Let's just get this one out of the way. He's literally a doctor. Shouldn't he want to reach higher? Do more for society? If only he had put his efforts into being a YouTuber. You're hired. The Clown. Tome 8 of the archives has a memory for the clown called Finger of Chaos, and I'll let you figure out why he's fired. Bubba. From what I can tell, Bubba rarely enacts violence and mostly just stands still and takes in the scenery. But when he does try and things go poorly, he'll let you know. I think if I hired Bubba, he would be a boss. The boss. The boss baby. You're hired. Pyramid Head. Okay, easy answer, like a butcher. You know, small brain take. Giga brain take? Cosplayer. Final Fantasy VII, Cloud Strife, overcompensation. You're hired. The Oni, pizza delivery. Yeah, I think he'd be really good at that. I think he would show up, and like, you know, your pizza would be all over the place. It would be outside the box mostly, but he'd get there in like 2 minutes. Scare the shit out of you. You're hired. The Onryo, extended warranty salesperson.
We've been trying to reach you concerning your car's...
You're hired. The Twins. The Twins are barely qualified to be twins, let alone having any other skills. I mean, just look at them. Victor looks like my big toe, and Charlotte looks like the whole foot. Fuck the Twins. The Knight.
Come on, then. What? How about you?
Knight wears approximately 100 pounds of armor, runs around constantly, and swings a 5-pound sword often. This man is qualified to be the fucking Terminator, bro. You're hired. The Legion. The Legion are a bunch of angsty teenagers who canonically killed a janitor as their first foray into evil. Of course, these bozos had to kill someone infinitely more valuable to society than they ever would be. Beat it, losers. You're fired. The Nurse. I know I'm doing a whole bit here for this video, but I hate the Nurse, dude. I hate playing against the Nurse. I hate playing as the Nurse. And not because I'm bad or anything. I'm cracked, buddy. Just watch the vid. I can make them DC with the best of them. No, I hate the Nurse because she breaks the game. She's the epitome of overpowered. The entire game is balanced around her. I mean, only recently did they change how perks interact with her special hits rather than interacting with every other killer because of her power. But I'm rating her employability, right? So she's obviously a nurse, but clearly she's capable of being so much more. I think the Nurse could be the machine gun that you send back to cavemen times to really spice up the cave wars. Or maybe she could be the head of a nuclear missile aimed at your favorite struggling mom and pop store ran by a nice older couple. Fuck the Nurse. The Wraith. I think the Wraith could be the guy you set on night patrol just so he can ring his bell to let you know that the British are coming. You're hired. Death Slinger. I think this guy could be like a cowboy. Maybe an undead one? I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. You're hired. The Hillbilly. The Hillbilly is the OG. Okay, Hillbilly's a legend. Everybody used to love the Hillbilly, and we still do, but it's more out of pity than anything else. But as for his employability, I'm going with the aerospace engineer. I will not be taking questions.
Forget me giving up. We got this. Oh, shit.
You're hired, buddy. The Nightmare. If I had to put money on it, I'd probably say Freddy is the most degenerate out of all the killers, but look at the hat. The shirt? The felonies? This man is a sharp dresser and soon to be a personal stylist. You're hired. The Pig. You know how they say face tattoos will really hinder your success in the job market? What about a rotting pig carcass? Is that off the table? You're fired. The Spirit. I don't know if you've ever read the Spirit's lore or if you've ever spent a single second looking at her, but She's not doing so well, man. She is a soulless, horrific monstrosity that only exists to inflict her pain and misery on others. So I'm gonna go with CEO of a big company or maybe even a billionaire. You're hired. The Plague. The easiest killer to employ. Meet the newest Eiffel Tower. The Ghost Face. More mask than man. Apparently this guy's a journalist in the DBD lore, but I've read some of his work and not good. You're fired. The Demogorgon. Bro, I just watched the Stranger Things episode where he... And then Ted said, "What I do?" You're hired. The Blight. Bit of an oddball, wouldn't you say? Just a strange man. He's got that whole crazy scientist slash inject people with that good to make them that bad thing going on. But what he really excels at is crashing into walls at high speeds. Therefore, the only logical position for the Blight is crash test dummy. Put him in a Honda, strap him to a rocket, hell, just drop the nuke right on him. He'll be fine, probably. And if he's not, no more Blight. You're welcome. And hired. The Trickster. All right, listen, I don't know how to put this, so I'm just gonna say it. I'm a K-pop stan, okay? I am. I'm sorry, but it's true. And you know what? I listen to a lot of groups, but in my soul, in my core, I'm a Twice stan. And you can tell them I said that. In fact, please do. If you could, do you know them?
Can you get me in contact with them?
So yeah, I'm a little biased. And yeah, maybe he did kill a lot of people, including his members. But 안녕하세요, he's so daibak. You're hired, buddy. Please don't kill me. The Nemesis. I think if old Nemi put a trench coat over his trench coat and had 3 kids hiding on it, standing on each other's shoulders, he would somehow have a better chance of being hired than he currently does right now. Sorry, bud. You're fired. Pinhead. Remember when we talked about pig masks and face tattoos? Yeah, this guy is like right in the middle of that, but his box is pretty cool. So just put him in charge of the Rubik's Cube and forget about it. The Artist. The most gangster thing about being an artist is that if you're really good, you don't even really have to work for anybody else. And I've got a feeling that Miss Carmina over here draws some weird niche bird shit, and that's got to bring in big money. You're hired. The Dredge. Walmart greeter. You're hired. Just imagine how funny that would be if you had like one of those blue Walmart shirts trying to wave at people with somebody else's arm. The Master Wesker. This one is Wesker. Is there a job for being the coolest guy? Wesker was a STARS officer who secretly worked on turning himself into the ultimate bioweapon for like 10 years before he became Neo from the Matrix. The dude got so strong that they had to drop him in a volcano and then shoot the volcano with rockets. I don't give a fuck what the position is. You're hired. And the Skull Merchant is part of the game, I guess. Okay. That wraps up the video. As you can see, it's really a mixed bag in Dead by Daylight. Some people would maybe find a job, and most wouldn't actually, and almost none of them would, but the whole video was just for fun, so I hope you enjoyed it. Alright. I'm gonna make another video at some point, and you can't stop me. Okay. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.